Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am Teresa and I am from Keep in Touch Crafts, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Oak Grove, Minnesota. Hello, thanks for tuning in tonight. A little bit late, I have a couple minutes that I should have been on here before. Sorry about that. Hope you're doing well and that you've been having a good week. I'm going to be trying to make 8 p.m. on Tuesday or Thursdays a regular broadcast time. I may very well do more with like YouTube as well coming up. So hopefully we'll be able to have different ways to connect and we can learn from each other and keep crafting together, which is the fun, right? All right, so I am going to be showing you a stamp set today that is going to be one of them during Sale A-Bration that you can earn for free. If you have a $100 order during this Sale A-Bration period, which goes through the end of February, February 28th, for every order that you place, if it's $50, there is a selection of products in our Sale A-Bration catalog that you can pick out. You could get a free pack of paper or stamp set, that kind of thing. And then there are a couple things you can get if you have a $100 order, and they're, like bigger types of prizes. So they're a level 2. And I'm going to be showing you the stamp set that comes with the $100 order that's free with a $100 order. So it's called Touch of Ink, and it's just a real fun watercolor type of a stamp set. It's a big stamp set with 17 stamps in it, and it has 2-step stamping in it, so that's really nice. And I'll kind of show you some of that too. All right, so I just want to extend an invitation if there's anybody out there that wants to find people to craft with, to stamp with, to learn with, and we can all learn together. I am putting together my team, and it is started now, so I am starting to I have a team member and I'm looking for more, and we can have a great time getting together and stamping and doing things online and learning and trying different techniques and doing stamp camps and just all kinds of fun stuff that you can do. You do not have to be a demonstrator. You can choose to join my team and just be like a discount shopper where the things that you order are just gonna have a discount. And that is part of what's going on now with Sale A-Bration. What they are doing is offering, if you join, if you're going to be joining someone's team, then you are going to be getting 5 packs of 6x6 paper. Now, we always have a good deal going if you do get the starter kit or the discount shopper kit, that kind of thing. We always have that going on, but it's even better during this time of year, during Sale A-Bration, because they have even extra goodies. There's never any obligation to go beyond getting that starter set. You don't have any obligation to do anything more with that. But if you find that it is something you're having fun with, you can, go on. You can build a business, a very good business, if you work hard at it and you stay with it and that kind of thing. Or you can just do it for fun. Some people are like demonstrator or hobbyists, I guess I should say. They're hobbyists, and they're just doing it just for fun and learning and socializing, that kind of thing. So if you're interested, let me know. I would love to have a few more people on the team. I think the first 3 people that are team members are going to be my founder team members, and they are going to get some extra special things, and you'll just have to see what that is. But it is really, I don't know, I would just be so happy to be able to be your upline, as they call it, or to be with you through this fun time of stamping and crafting and getting together and learning new things. I know crafting right now is so, is so popular. I know of, for example, our local library. They are doing some virtual crafting videos and that kind of thing. That almost all of them fill up right away. It's because people are wanting to do a hobby and do fun things that you can do at home. So we can do this in person in the future, hopefully. But for now, we're having to do most of it just, virtually. And so there's a definite need for it, and it is very therapeutic, and I just love it and enjoy it. So if that sounds like something you would like to do, let me know. If you just want to watch my videos and hang out, that's totally great too. I'm not doing this to like have, try to sell everybody something they don't want. Stampin' Up! Products are high quality, and once you use them, and if it's your fun, if it's something you enjoy, then they're just here for you to be able to get, and they're worth it, and they sell themselves. So I don't want to be just sitting here doing sales, because we came here to craft, right? So I'm going to be featuring a few things today, and what I'm going to do is switch. I'll switch this over to my desktop, and then we will do some crafting and make kind of a fun fold card tonight. It has a little bit more to it than just a standard card necessarily. It's just got a little bit more, and so it's kind of fun. Maybe somebody who hasn't crafted before would maybe be going, oh, this is hard. But it's not. It's all fun, and we all can take away things, even if it's something that's just, for beginners, or everybody can do it. And hopefully you like this project, so you can let me know. All right, I am going to switch this around, guys. Alrighty, so this is A Touch of Ink, and it is page 12 and 13 of that Sale A-Bration brochure. It is a free stamp set with a $100 order. Boy, I could use a little more light, couldn't I? And they give you examples of some of the things you can do with it. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that two-step stamping that this shows. Now, the actual stamp set is, it doesn't really look all that big, but these are not to scale. It's a big stamp set. It's got 17 stamps. They're the photopolymer. And I don't know if you can see very well the actual size. I don't even have them all in here because I'm using them tonight, but you can see that the images, maybe can see that the images they're pretty large. So let's see, there's a leaf stamp, and that one is a good almost 3 inches by 2 1/4 or so. And on the front of the packaging it's just little like this. So the cover, the packaging here doesn't really do it justice as far as size goes. So you can see that they have an image, and then it has this kind of a shadowy stamp as well. So it's 2 steps. We have an outline stamp, and we have another one that's going to do most of the filling in. Something to keep in mind with this set is that gosh, I'm losing what I was going to tell you. Oh, I know. It's kind of a look that's sort of watercolor and that kind of thing. It's not perfect. So like if you are stamping this here and then you stamp that over top of it, things aren't going to line up perfectly, but it's meant to look that way. It's more of a softer watercolor look. It's an imperfect image, kind of an artsy look, okay? So you'll see what I mean. And the sentiments in this set are best wishes. Thank you so much. Hope, thinking of you, love, hello, friend. And then there's these other stamps, which I can kind of show you in a minute. Okay? Pretty. All right, so that's what that is. So I have decided, what do I want to use this with? I like to find something in the actual new mini catalog that it would go with. So I am going to be using just a little bit of Hydrangea Hill Sweet. This is one of my favorites in the in this new catalog, and today I'm mainly just going to use the paper. There we go, the paper. I'll be using a couple of those as well, but I'm going to be using this whole suite in the future. The paper is just so pretty, and I thought it went really well with this stamp set. So let's get started. Okay, So what we are going to do is pull together some of our products, and here is here's our base. I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight, and this is just a basic 5.5 by 8.5 piece, and it is scored. I don't know if you can see the scores. I did this ahead. It is scored. The very first score is 1 3/8, and the second score down the center is at 4 1/4. And so we're going to be giving this a fold. Fold it like so. And I want to crease it down with my bone folder, get a nice crease. But then this one folds back like so and creases. So if you look at it, this is kind of in the center. It's like a center panel. Gosh, I just want this to be a little lighter. I don't know if you can see it that well, guys. Anyways, this is a center panel, and then it's a fun fold that kind of opens like that. So this is kind of the shape that it looks like after you folded it. So now we're going to be adding on DSP, some of our Hydrangea Hill paper, and doing some stamping and die cutting and embossing, all kinds of stuff. A bunch of techniques go into this one. It'd be something, you know, you could do all or none or whatever, but it's just kind of a fun way to show a bunch of different techniques that we can do in paper crafting. Okay, so I'm going to be using this Hydrangea Hill paper set, and it is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Let me get it to the right sides here. I just usually keep samples on a little ring. So it has one side of the paper is more of a subtle type of a pattern. If I can get this. So this is kind of the subtle side. And you can see there are pieces that are kind of just tone on tone. So this is the Rococo Rose color, and then here's a tone on tone, kind of a muted with a flower in the background. And that one is in that Highland Heather, or yeah, I think it's Highland Heather. Then we have the Seaside Spray, and then this is like a watercolor. It's so pretty because it can kind of look like the actual leaves of a hydrangea when you punch it out. That one I already showed you. And there's kind of the pinky tones. It looks just like watercolor. Then this is a background that's in the green. And then the other side of the paper is a little bit more of a floral pattern to it. This one isn't really, but it does have that watercolor look. And then, I should have just taken this off. It's not cooperating. Then we have the hydrangea, and it doesn't show that well on just this little piece. It's so pretty. I wonder if I should grab a piece. This is 12 by 12 paper, by the way. So it comes in large sheets, but you can get an idea of how pretty this is and the colors, and it's just so springy and pretty. There, right there. Oh, all right. And the watercolor look there. And then there's some smaller hydrangeas in little floral groupings there. And we have, I wonder why I did two, a smaller pattern. Oh, and then there's some others that have a whole pattern going across the like part of it. I should have shown it to you guys. Let's see. I didn't get this ready ahead of time. I was thinking my samples would be okay, but I don't think they're doing it justice. So you can see this has the 12 by 12 is just kind of bordered with hydrangeas. So that would be really nice for a scrapbook page, or you can just take the parts you want for card fronts. And then you could, like, if you would cut maybe this piece right here, stamp your sentiment. I mean, you don't really need much else for the front of a card. It's super decorative already. I think the others you were able to see pretty well. I've used up a lot of this, so it's kind of a little bit of a mess. There we are with, that is that other smaller hydrangea pattern I was telling you about. And then this one is more of a smaller pattern that's more of the rose and the moonlight misty moonlight color. Then this is pretty too, with just kind of that watercolor, the purple on it. And the hydrangeas. I think. Oh, and then the back on this one is green, so you could use this for greenery or as a matting layer, that kind of thing. Very, very pretty hydrangea hill paper set. Okay, we'll put that out of the way now so we can get back to our fun. So we had our fun fold card, and we are going to bring in some DSP. I cut this pattern that I showed you just now. This one is 1 1/8 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go right here. So we can go ahead and adhere that to the front. This green Tombow liquid glue is so good. I really like it. If you can be careful and not have it ooze out, you'll be fine. And you don't need a lot. It's very strong. So I just use a little bit of that. And then what's nice is once you put your paper down on your project, it has a little wiggle time to it where you can kind of get it all exactly how you want it on there. And then it'll stay put really well once you give it a good rub like that. So that's going to be the front. And then I want something decorative here on this left side. And what I decided to do was I cut a matte piece, and I used green, the green in the pattern. So this is going to be the left front panel, but I'm going to decorate it a little bit. And so I'm going to do some stamping in that same green color, so it's just a lighter tone on tone to it. And I'm going to be using, this is Old Olive, by the way. And I'm just going to be using the outlining stamp from this stamp set that I just showed you, Touch of Ink. And I'm just using it to kind of add a little interest or a little bit of a background pattern to the plain green. And so I just am having it kind of all over randomly on here. Ooh, that's kind of dark. I could have stamped off maybe too, but like so. It's like you're making your own background paper, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be kind of covered up for a lot of it, but this will just kind of add some interest. Ooh, I got a little sloppy. Oh, it's because I have a glue dot on there. Ooh. So since paper has two sides, I don't like that. I'm going to use this other side. And now instead of, I've changed my mind on how, see how bold the ink looks on here? Not to mention the smudges from that glue dot on there. I kind of wanted something more subtle, so I'm going to do a stamp off technique first. So I inked up my stamp. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on my project. And you can see then it's much more muted. It's almost like a different ink color that way. You can, you know, it's like a lighter version of it. And I'm going to just turn my project a little. And stamp off again. I just kind of have it random all over on there. And one more on the top edge. Okay, so it's, you know, nothing perfect about it, just a random stamping of the background. And now what I'm going to do is I have an embossing folder, and it is called Painted Texture. This just came out too, and it makes it look sort of like, oh, I can't even, there we go, sorry guys. Makes it kind of look like it's a, gessoed canvas maybe, or a painting. It's going to add all of this texture. So you can see it's just plain stamped. It doesn't have any texture or anything, but I'm going to put it in the embossing folder like so. And I am going to run this through my Big Shot machine. I can show you, I think. Ooh, this thing's heavy. This guy's had a little use, so it's not all that beautiful, but it does a good job. And what I'm going to do then is make a sandwich. This is Painted Texture 3D. And I'm going to just run this through. cranking it, and making everything wiggle. Sorry, guys. Oh, wow, did you get whiplash there? All right, so I just want that now. We're done with that other piece. And let's pull it out and see what it did. So, is it going to show? Yeah, I think it kind of shows. See that cool texture on there? You could even just have the paper without any stamping on it too, but I just feel like that kind of adds that like an artsier watercolor type of an feel to it. So that is going to be adhered onto this front left-hand side. Again, I'll be using the same glue, and here's the side that we decided not to use. I decided not to use because it was a little bit dark, even though it still looks cool. It just depends on how much, you know, if you want your front panel to have that much of a print or not. It just depends on what you like. So I'm going to get this in place. And again, you can put it down and wiggle it around into place wherever you want it. Okay, like so. All right, so that's that. So we have those panels done. Now for the inside, I'm going to be putting a panel on this left-hand side and the right. So this is our standard, like if you're making cards, it's not uncommon to have your paper on the front portion to be 4 by 5 1/4. And that is what I'm going to use on the center of this panel, 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm grabbing that here so I can get it all ready. Just got to remember I put it all. Okay. So here is I chose this really pretty floral hydrangea. But one thing I want to do is I am going to cut out or die cut an image out of this paper, out of the center. And I'm going to be using it for something else, and you'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm using Post-it notes for now, but I'm just going to find where I want that on the very center of my project. And this is actually going to be covered up, so you will never know that I kind of stole this image out of the middle like that. All right, now I'll be able to... These are the stitched nested dies, by the way. Stitched nested label dies, I think. All right. Oh, I'm trying not to wiggle you too much. All right, I'm going to put that on this magnetic base here. Stampin' Up! Has, as you know, they have a different die cutting machine now, and they came out with 2 different ones. I only have the little mini one so far, but in time I suppose I'll be having to replace this one, and boy, they're sure nice. But, you know, you can only get so much at once. Okay, so let's move this guy again. Oh, sorry. I dropped my plate. Okay, oopsie daisies. All right, so I'm kind of filching this little image out of here. Which way? This way. So I'm going to adhere that into this inside panel with some more of my glue. Again, just a real little bit goes a long way. If it does ooze out, you know, there are ways to get it off with a specific type of an eraser, but it sometimes will show like a little bit of a sheen, so it's just nice to not have to deal with that. Okay. You're probably thinking, well, lovely, you have a hole in it, but what I'm going to cover that up, and I have already cut out some green in the same, whoops, here we go. Oh yeah, here it is. So we're going to be putting this here, okay? No one's going to even really notice, or no one will even know that that's there, okay? so I could pop it up, but I'm just going to leave it, I think, just the way it is. And then I'm going to put another image on there, which I'll show you in a second here. But this one is a little bit smaller than this one, and so that's why you're not even going to know that it was taken onto there, because the one I cut out was smaller. Okay, like so. Ooh, it slipped. Don't want it crooked. Okay, wiggle, wiggle, getting it in place. And now I am going to be just adding this little image with it that is cut out. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was going to use this one. The one that we cut out is the one that I am going to be putting on here. And it is going to be in the actual place that it would have been. And so it continues that pattern. You see that? How here's our purple hydrangea and it continues onto the center piece. But this label area here has kind of broken the plane or whatever, but yet it still has that same pattern, which I just think that's kind of a fun, kind of a pretty way to show off that pretty paper. So we will go ahead and adhere this on. Make sure I have it purple and blue right where it belongs. And normally in a card you would be putting your sentiment up here, but I have chosen to put my sentiment on this next panel to the left. It's not going to really show much, and it gives you more room. Otherwise, you'd be concerned of it showing. If you were writing over here on this side of it, it might show through when you have it folded because this part's open. But you'll see what else I'm going to be doing with this. We're going to put, like I said, DSP here, and that's going to be where you can put your sentiment, write your note to people. It is 2 5/8 by 5 1/4. I use Purple Posy for this, and then stamping my best wishes from the stamp set on there, and I'm going to adhere that there. I use the Misty Moonlight ink to stamp that. And it's a nice light color so that it you'll be able to write right on there. Sometimes if it's a darker color, you have to put a light, like a white color or something, so that you can write on it and have it still be legible and that kind of thing. Best wishes, kind of coming together a little bit. However, you're thinking, or maybe you're not, but did you notice how this is showing? Well, that's not going to stay that way. I'm going to be covering that up. So what I'm going to do is put this immediately right over that same spot. I'm going to be adhering this down, and then I am going to be putting this image here. And so you won't know that behind it is this same exact shape right there. So what I'm going to do now is put this layer onto this one. I'll use dimensionals on this one, I guess. Oops, here we go. And it's just gonna, pop it up a little bit and make it look a little different. Oh, well, hey, oh my gosh, I'm not even paying attention. Sorry, guys. Oh, Sam, you're here. Thank you, and Aunt Jane. So, thank you, guys. I was just so, ooh, why aren't I getting a full picture on my tablet? Is there something messed up with it, guys? Let me know if, like, Sam, if you're not getting the right image, let me know, because I hope I'm not doing something wrong. All right, I'll kind of watch. But thank you guys for tuning in. I miss both of you and family and everybody. We're all just huddled at home all the time. All right. So I'll be taking these liners off and adhering this onto this green layer, old olive layer. this will be on the front. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn Sam into a stamper yet, right? He does sometimes. He's a trooper. So this is going to be going on the front of the project. Like so, okay? It's kind of busy, it is, but I just love the pretty paper, and it really does showcase that. This type of a card really does showcase, hey Aunt Cindy, hey, this is a family gathering. I love it. So I'm going to adhere this, like I said, onto the front, and I'm going to be using this bottom one underneath as a guide because I want to get it in the exact same spot. So I'm just going to kind of put the glue directly on here so that I'm not accidentally putting the glue in the wrong spot. And we will layer that over top in the exact same place that the one underneath is. Make sure that it's, nice and straight. I think it is. Okay, like so. Okay. Best wishes. All right, and this would be a good place you could put like another sentiment on the front if you'd want, like to my friend or whatever. But what I'm going to do is just finish it off by putting some decorations on there, embellishments. I'm going to start with, I'm just going to make a little, you're only getting half of what I'm doing. Oh no. Hey, Cindy, and if Sam, you're still here, is it working right for you? Like, are you getting all of it? Like, do I just pull it back too far like that? Or maybe it's because I'm not up here. Like, is this your full screen now? It might be me. I'm not sure. But anyways, let me know, guys. I'm going to make a bow out of this. This is this is twine that comes with the Well Suited suite. And I just like the blue. It kind of matches with this. And I'm just going to make a simple little bow. Like so. And these are easy enough to adhere on with glue dots. So I just fuss a little bit and get it how I want it. Oh, thank you, Jane. I appreciate it. And I think Cindy agreed with me that this was one of her favorite papers in this pack too, or in this little new catalog. We both really liked this Hydrangea Hill or whatever. It's so pretty. All right. And I'm going to be getting glue dots wherever you are. Okay. I'm putting a glue dot right in the center. Well, if I can find one. There we go. And I am just going to press it on there like so. And then I just kind of roll it back a little bit so there's not this huge glue dot showing. And then I'll just put that on wherever here. All right, and then I'll trim that down, get my little, get this out of there, and this out of there, like so. Okay, and then of course it needs a little bling, and I am going to use the pearls that go with this paper. Oh, maybe, okay, maybe I gotta zoom out a little more. Maybe that'll be better. I just feel like it looks dark tonight, and I don't know why. I have lots of light on there. Okay, so here was that, and we're gonna embellish it. Here are the pearls that come with that set. And so there are like a couple of different pink tones, kind of a grayish, and then this purpley tone. So with this project, I think I might even just try using the white ones this time. I haven't used, well, I used one, I guess. So I will use one of those. And I'm going to find my Take Your Pick tool, which is super helpful with this type of gems or whatever, because it has the adhesive on there. It just picks it right up and makes it go where I want it to go. And I usually do odd numbers, as most of you know. I always say that probably. Ah, it's running away. So there was one there. I'll put one here. Like, there's no right or wrong spot. People just put them kind of randomly placed all over. One more. It doesn't really matter. I'll just kind of go here. Okay, here's our creation. So this is showcasing our Hydrangea Hill paper, Best Wishes, just a fancy fold. And hopefully you like it, guys. I came up with this one recently. And I'm going to show you a few more cards that I've been working on that kind of use some of this same stamp set. So this was the first one I made in that same style as this one. They kind of have the same fold, decorated a little differently, a little different color scheme. And this is that stamping that it shows from this stamp set. What you do is stamp that outside image, and then you're stamping the second image in like the whatever you want to fill it in as. And I know I was telling you how it doesn't, like, it goes outside of the lines. Oh no, you're always told, don't color outside the lines. Well, they mean to do that. It's intentional. And then I did just use my blends and add a little pink there to kind of tie that in with the front. Thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you. So that's kind of a fun card there with some bling on it. Here's a different style card, but same image. This is the flower image, but I didn't use that second generation of stamping. I just used my blends to color that in. And there's a little hummingbird here, and here it just says thinking of you. Here's a little spot you could write on, and you could write right over that image. You could put a little note in there too if you want, but I kind of repeated the guy's head. See how I have it there all the way, but I also have it here. So that, and then this is what they call a belly band, and that's just a way to keep it all closed. And that just slips over the center like so. Sure, easier said than done, maybe. Just don't make your belly bands too tight, because then you can't get them back on. Okay, so that's the look of this card. Alrighty. What else have I done? Oh, this is a new fold that I had seen recently. This one showcases that same stamp set, of course, in paper, but this kind of pulls out like so, and it's got these side panels. Sorry, a little close, right? And it can kind of stand up, so you'd be able to see this, you know, just standing up like on your counter or whatever. And then you just would put your actual sentiment or write your note to people on the back. This is thank you. It says this is from a different stamp set that I am looking forward to using. It's got some real pretty script, handwriting type of script on there. It's called Heal Your Heart. So here's the little thank you on the back. So this is unusual that you would be writing on the back, but the front just kind of has those panels that stick out and help it to stand up on your counter, but yet it folds down like so. Folds down like so when you're have it in the envelope, and then they take it out and then it expands out a little bit. All right. Thanks, Jean. Oh yeah, I am too close tonight. I already did a different video at the library today teaching a different type of a class, and that one had a totally different camera. Everything was different, and so I felt like I kept kind of like this where I didn't know where I was. And so it was I think it's adjusting to both of those. It's been one of those days. This one is just it's just hope. I stamped repeatedly hope on there. And there's the butterfly, obviously, from that stamp set. And you can see, in my opinion, I feel like the stamp set goes really well with this paper set because it's such a watercolor looking. And I just repeated that butterfly faintly in the center. And what else? I think that might be most of it. Let's see. Now the two-step stamping, I didn't really show you much of that tonight, but I did do some playing around with it. And this is how you can kind of see how different ink colors work together. And then you could decide on your project, wow, this one really matches, or this one, or how does it look with two different blues, for example. So that's what that two-step stamping does. I personally stamp the outline first, and then I stamp the inside. So I just wanted to experiment with a bunch of different colors and that kind of thing. And here's a card front that is a little different, like so. It's not even finished, but this is a different paper pack. This is one of the free ones, Field and Bloom. And then it just matched so well. I thought that was kind of pretty how those colors go together. And what I really want people to realize is, you know, these are different paper sets, but I can use the same colors. That's what's nice, really, really nice about Stampin' Up! Stuff. Everything coordinates. So this green is the same green in a different paper, in a different stamp set or a different set altogether. Like they match, you know, they coordinate. So it doesn't matter if you have the exact same you know, paper or whatever. You can, they're going to coordinate. This really light green is going to be the same as a really light green in a whole different suite of ours. So it's kind of cool that way. Didn't finish this one, but it's kind of a card front I was working on. This is just a mess, but I just wanted to show you that I was just playing, and when you get a stamp set, it's kind of fun to just try different things. So I tried stamping and embossing in different colors, and then I tried blends, or I tried stamping off or whatever. I tried it on this actual colored paper rather than just trying it on white. And so this is kind of the process you go through just to see what you like and how it's going to look in different ways. And let's see, I kind of have a mess here, but I just sort of wanted to show you some of those looks, like the butterflies. Some of these looked fine, some were not my favorite, but this is all just playing and trying to see what I like and like what effect I'm going for on a project. I think that's about it, people. Yep, that's about it. So here we go. There. Thank you guys for tuning in. Gosh, I miss you guys. Jane and Cindy and Sam and everybody else who watches the replay too. It's so nice just to see you guys, sort of, but just to see your name. I love it. I hope everybody's doing well. And tune in next week on Thursday at 8 p.m. again. And we will see what else we can find to do. Take care and keep in touch. Thanks. Bye.